Hello, you're welcome to my channel. If this is your first time of coming across my video, you're welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always tuning in. Today we'll be learning how to make this lovely dress. It's a build-up neckline with let me just say symmetric cut to it. Like I just and if it's something you're interested in learning, keep watching, and you can reach us through our social media handles, and let us know if you try this out. The fabric I used for this tutorial is a crepe fabric, and I used 2.5
I
yards.
will need for the tutorial. The tools, the necessary tools that you need for measurements, the ruler, and the ruler has to have this angle 90, this angle 90 here. The ruler have to have it. So that being said, let's set the fabric aside. So you can, as you can see here, I've already drafted out my pattern. I've drafted out all my pattern that I will need for this tutorial. So I am, this first one is unfold, like so. Okay? So the length, you have to, when you're drafting your pattern, you need to leave from your shoulder points, like so, you have to leave like 3 to 4 inch, okay, line before you start drafting your basic pattern. Okay, I will link in the description box my how to draft a basic pattern. What you just need to do, if you already know how to make skirt, all you just need to do is to extend the down part of the pattern to it. So that being said, we have to start. So now I'm going to show you what I have here. This is my shoulder to my nipple point, okay, which is 11, my armhole, so while I set it, I will make the line visible for you to see. So this is shoulder to my nipple point, like so. Okay, this is to my waist, and this is to my hip line. So what we have here is some NP, nipple points, WC, WL, waistline, and this will serve as my hip. Okay. So here is my chest line. Here's the chest line. That's my here's the chest line. So the chest line, the nipple points, the waistline, the hip line. Okay. So we're done. I've taken out all my measurements. I've imputed my measurements, and also I've added sewing allowance. This is my sewing allowance. SA. This is my sewing allowance. I've added all the necessary allowance, then my dart. So for the dart, I went down from my nipple point by 1 inch. I went down from my nipple point by 1 inch. Then I drew my dart, and I made sure my dart ended before 2 inch before the hip line. Okay. So from the waist to the hip line, my dart ended 2 inch before the hip line. From here, it started 2 inch away from it. Then for this one, it's also going to start here. So for the nipple points on the side, you're going to go 1 inch away from the main nipple point. Okay, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to basically, I'm sewing this dart in. But I just need you to see it. Okay, so this is what we should have. Okay, This is what we have. Okay, so we are done for the lower part, and you just impute your dart measurement. I did 1 inch for my darts. 1 inch, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. All this is to make it easier for you. I'm just re-explaining it. You should know how to do a basic pattern by now. I have a detailed tutorial. You can go check it out. Okay, so you just take note when you're transferring. So this is the major point of this tutorial. Okay, so now what I have from my you have to do this on fold and trace out. So let me not confuse you. Let's start. The neck depth I did 2.5. 2.5, okay? The width is 2.5. Here is 2.5. 2.5, okay? Then the depth I did 3. Standard. Here we have 3 inch. Okay, 2.5 here. 2.5, 3, then my shoulder slip. Okay, so you just do your normal basic connection. You connect the points together. You connect the point, then you trace out to the other side, which I have done. So now what we're going to do, you're going to determine where you want your neck, the slope to be. If you want it on this side, you start from that side. If you want it from this side, you start from this side. Mine's going to be on the left hand side. So now I am going to go up with my angle 90. Get your ruler, look for your angle 90. Then your angle 90 should be placed in the edge of your neckline. Okay, then whatever you have, you point it. That is where my angle 90 is. So this is my angle 90. Okay, so now I am just going to, if you use the ruler, you even see it better. So you see, this is my angle 90. So what I'm just going to do, I'm going to take 2 inches down from the angle 90. I did 2 inch. See, this is where my 2 inch, I went up by 2 inch. Okay, here I did 2 inch. Okay, then you just connect the straight line from that 2 inch to meet your shoulder slope like so. Okay, so what I just did was I freestyled. So from here to here, I determined where I want my opening to be towards the chest line. So from my shoulder point, you see that it is 6. If I go down, it is 6, which is okay. By the time I'm done sewing, I will have like 6.5. Okay, so 6. If you want it deeper, you go deeper, please. So now what I am going to do is I will just, with my free hand, I will connect from here like a curve to meet this 6 inch here. From the shoulder is 6 inch, but from this point upward you will get 8 inch. From this point it will give you 8 inch, if that makes sense. From the shoulder line I got 6 inch. If I start from the 2 inch I went up, it will give me 8 inch. 8 inch. If that makes sense to you. I don't want it too deep. I want it safe. So I will just connect like so. This point like so. Then when you're done connecting this point, all you need to do is to flip open. to this other side. Okay, to this other side. The same thing you did here, you're going to do here. Okay, you're going to do the same. It's 2 inch, 2 inch. Okay, it's because that's our neckline. So now you're just going to connect here like so with free hand. Don't make it too open because it might be too open. It's better you open it when you're sewing and you connect like so. Here we have our neckline. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut out here. So all I need to do now is to add my sewing allowance of 0.5. Okay, so my sewing allowance 0.5, 0.5, my shoulder allowance 0.5. So that's my allowance. Here is same allowance. SA. Okay. So I'll repeat same process here. I'll do my 0.5. So we'll cut out for the front. We're done for the front. So this is what we have for the front. Now we're done for the front. I'm going to, so I have added my seam allowance. These are my allowance. I've done everything necessary that I want to do for the back. So I'm just going to do my angle on this part. This is my angle 90. Connect it. Then I'll go down by what I need was, I did 2 inch, so I'm going down by 2 inch like so. Then for the neckline, I'll do 1 inch, 1.5, sorry. So do you understand it? Here I did here 2 inch. Then here, from here I did 1.5. Okay. Then I connected it to it here. Okay. So I went up by 1.5. Then I went up here by 2 inches. Okay. So that is it for the back. I'm just going to repeat the same process. I will add my allowance. notch here and also your point here, so you know it's a breaking point. Okay, so we just cut that. Basically, that's it. So when cutting this part, it's best to place it this way to cut. As you can see, place it this way to cut it. This is the best way to cut it so that you don't mess it up. This place, you notch it. The facing for this one. So for the facing of this one, just so I don't confuse myself, I just did this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to place like so. So that I will have extra. So I'm going to sew it like so. I'm going to sew it fixed like so. That is the best way, because if not, if I cut it, I might have issue. So I'm going to, if I'm sewing, I'm turning it like so to sew, okay? I'm just going to pin it round, and that's it. So just sew here. So you sew the neck of this one, and we'll come back. It's nothing too serious about the dress, okay?
So this is what I mean when I said to sew it this way. So that is the way it's cut. You might fold to cut, and when you want to match it, you match it wrongly, like it won't align. That's why I said you should sew it on it first, then you trim. So now I'm trimming off. So if you go ahead to trim off, and if you've watched up to this part, please kindly like our video and leave a comment in the comment section. It helps the video a lot, okay? And let us know if you're going to try this out. If you do try it out, send us a picture with our handles. So now I'm just going to notch. I'm taking off the pin that I used to hold it. So now I'm just going to notch round. Just go ahead and notch round. So notch and just give it a good press, okay? If you have any comment, any question, drop it in the comment section, and I will respond to you as soon as possible. I respond fast to my messages, so please do so. I'll be in the comment section waiting if you have a question. And if there's anything you don't understand, you can watch the video over and over again. You will get it, okay? It's easy. So now let's bring the back neckline. I've actually matched the back neckline, and I did a top stitching. So kindly do a top stitching on the both the front and the back. It helps keep your stitch, your neckline firm. Okay, so now I am going to take it to the machine. You can fold it. You see the way I'm folding it, because the cutout for the facing is the same, so it should align. So you see the way you can fold like that, or you just do it this other way. Any way that is easy for you to do, you can do it. But the best way is to do it the other way around, so that the inside will be neater. Okay, so let's take it to the machine. So let me show you how I have transferred I want to transfer my darts. Okay, I'm sewing in my bust dart and my waist dart. Okay, so what I did was I notched the parts. You can see there it's notched. Then for the waist dart from the bust line, I used pin to put it towards the end with the pattern. Then I marked it, then I connected the lines. Okay, so it's that easy to transfer your dart. Okay, another way to do that, you can use a running stitch, a needle to do a running stitch on it. Okay, so now I have joined one side of the the back to the dress. So I just want to quickly show us what I did there. Okay, then now I'm going to take this to the machine. I will stitch my dart. I will transfer my dart. So now let's draft the sleeve. I have a paper, and uh the length, my sleeve length is actually 24. So that's the edge of it. Okay, I'm trying to straighten my paper so that I can work well with it. Okay, so I have 10-inch on this side. That's my sleeve, my shoulder depth plus the sewing allowance. You know, when you cut your bust line, you add sewing allowance plus. So everything I have there is 10. Okay, then I'll go from that edge. I would mark 4.5 like so, and connect. Then this is me marking it, my 4.5, writing it down. Okay, so from this other edge, that's the straight edge. So I use the straight edge, so that you please try use the straight edge. Okay, so I'm going to mark in 4-inch. You can do 4.5. This just works for me. There are many ways to draft sleeve, so I'll just connect that to the point, the edge, like so. Okay, I do this and it works for me. Okay, there are more standard way to make sleeve, please. So now the most important aspect of this sleeve is the anchor. That's the edge part of it. That's the anchor part of your sleeve. Okay, or your rigs, sorry. Okay, so I took the round measurement of it. What I have is 4. So that's me imputing it there 4. Like I said, the length, my sleeve length is 24. Okay, some persons are 23. Please kindly use your measurements, please. So I'm trying to show you now that from the edge to that other point is 24-inch. Okay, so now that we've done that, I've marked my 24 for my wrist. I'm going to now put my sewing allowance there. I did 1.5 just in case. Okay, it's always good to have excess than shortage. So from the edge, from my 24-inch, I'm going to add an extension of 6-inch. I did 6-inch, so I'll add an extension of 6-inch. So what I'm going to do from that 6-inch, I'm going to connect the line, mark a straight line like that. Okay, you know that for the rigs I did 4, right? So now I'm going to add more extension. I'm going to, rather than do 4, I'm going to do like 6, 7, 6. Yeah, I did 6, and I'll connect like so. So we're trying to achieve something that looks like a flea. Okay, so from the edge of that 6 extension I did, kindly go up by 2.5 or 3. I didn't do that, but when I was folding I did that, so I just have to point out. Then you just connect it back. So it's supposed to give you a look like a high-low kind of. Okay, that is what we're trying to achieve. Okay, so now I'm just going to connect from that edge, as you see me to meet the 4-inch there. So this is me trying to cross check if that will go around for my sleeve, which it did. Okay, including my sewing allowance, everything, both my sewing allowance, everything is included there. Okay, so I'm just going to connect like so. Okay, then blend off. If there's any rough edge there, you blend off. But later I have to reconnect it back to my sewing allowance, because I that's the beauty of working with pattern. Okay, so I had to reconnect it back like so, that because that was my sewing allowance for the wrist there. Okay, so now I'm connecting back like that, just blend off. Okay, and that is it. Just cut out, blending off all my edges. So for the side there, you do 2.5 upward. You can even do 3. Then the center front, you do 6 or 7. 6 or 7. Use your measurement, please. Just add a little extra extension. You can adjust it to suit what you want. If you want it very longer than what you saw me from the first video when I was showing you the outcome of the dress. So now I'm just blending off. This is how I blend my armhole. Okay, I just freestyle it like that, and it to come out nice. The days I have energy to do serene, I do serene. Sorry if you're not in Nigeria and you don't know what serene means, sorry about that. Like, to do it like in a classic way, but this way works faster for me. Okay, so I'm just cutting out. So just cut out your pattern and transfer.
Just going to hem the baseline of my sleeve, then I will attach the sleeve. I just want you to see that it's actually accurate. So the excess I have, I'll trim off. Let's do that to the other side too.
So now let's fix our pocket illusion. I have actually attached my sleeve, but I'm yet to put the zip. So we'll fix the pocket illusion first before I fix the zip. So now I have actually sewn out one part of it, but for tutorial purpose, I want to show us how. So the length is 3.5, which I am going to stitch on 0.5, and what we'll have left will be 3 inches. Okay, so the length is 3 inches, the so here I'm going to cut out 3 inches, then I'm going to cut out 5. This is 6, but what I need is like 5.5 because the width I need is 4. So if you have 5, you sew on 0.5 on the right, 0.5 on the left. So you're going to end up having 4 inches. So it is 4 inches wide, 3 inches length. But remember, you're going to include your sewing allowance to it, okay? So that's my interface that I added to it just to give it structure. So the down also you sew by 0.5, okay? That's basically it. So what you're cutting out 4 inches wide. We need total, what we need after sewing is 4 inches wide, 3 inches length after sewing. So add your sewing allowances to those things, okay? So now from my armhole there that I stitched, that armhole depth there, that place, you're going to measure. I measured 11 inches, okay? But I later changed my mind and used the normal standard I usually use for my pocket, which is 9 inches from my armhole. But I found out that where the pocket illusion was sitting was a bit on my high waist. Um, so you can do the 11 actually. Use your measurement, measure your body from the depth of your armhole, measure down to where you want the pocket to stay. Just trace it down and transfer it to your fabric. Basically, this is my chalk. Is a The chalk you can write it, you can mark it on the right side of the fabric. It disappears when you put your steam iron to it. So it's advisable to use to work on fabric, maybe when you want to bead or something, So if you don't have it, please don't use the regular chalk on it. It will stain your clothes, okay? Remember marking on the right side. So you're going to take this to your dart line. You remember your dart line? You divide this into two, you put it on your dart line like so, okay? And sew on your 0.5, okay? Then you make sure you serge it, okay, before you do so, and you march down like that and give it a good press. Then again, make sure distance between this one you're fixing here and the other one is like 3 inches or 3.5. So if you're not using that, if you decide not to use that for this dress, you didn't want to put your waist that is when you take note of that 3.5, 3.5. If you're using that, just repeat same process you did here on the other side, because you're matching the pocket illusion in the middle part. The pocket illusion, you're dividing it into two and putting in the middle in your darts, okay? If that makes sense. So it's going to align. So when I'm done, I'm just going to fix my zip and
So I have prepared my measurements round. Then I just want to show you for the sleeve. In case you forgot the sleeve, you remember this place. My sleeve, I said my sleeve length was 24, right? I went in by uh, that 24. I did a dip in here, if you remember, right? So now the measurement for there for me is my round sleeve here. This is just the extension I added from it to just give it that flow, maybe to get to this point, okay? So the measurement here is 4 inch. So please take your measurements. That's what I want to point out. So I'm just going to connect from here like so, 1 inch away like so, connect it back to this place, okay? Then I'm just going to gauge it. I do not have a fat one, so it works well for me like this. So I'm just going to connect it up to this point, and so, and we are almost done. And when you finish, you just hem the down part. hem the down part, and you have it. Then put a slit. This is going to have a slit, so just hem the down part like so. All right, thank you.